Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series on this YouTube channel. This series is for Football Manager 22 or 2022, and it's what I'm calling the Northumbrian Challenge. And what this is a series based on a recent location that we've just been to within the last 3 or 4 dates. And what this is a series with the most northerly football club in England, playing in the Scottish League based on its location nearer to the Scotland border than it is to London. So, but more on that later. Now, this is going to be an introductory video to this series, and it's going to set the premise and what we intend to do throughout the series. Now, we're going to be doing this save with Berwick Rangers in the Scottish Lowland League, as it's known. I have recently been to Berwick-upon-Tweed in the last couple of days, last 2 or 3 days, in Northumbrian, 2.5 miles south of the Scottish border and Coldstream. So, that's the reason I'm doing this save. I'm doing this save to bring a virtual form of that trip to Northumbrian. So, and what we're going to be doing is trying to take Berwick Rangers from their current position as of the start of the 2021-22 season to the Scottish the Cinch Premier League, the Cinch Premiership, as it's known, or the Scottish Premiership, for non-sponsorship reasons. So you might be asking how we're going to do that. The answer is something I have found that I have never done in the past on a YouTube save before, and that is getting the best staff and upgrading staff that are currently at the club to produce us better players and get the overall standard of the club higher than it normally would be. I'll show you how I've done that when we go into game in a second. But the premise has been laid out, and here we are in game, in charge of Berwick Rangers. As usual, I have chosen to become unsackable, so this save can go on as long as it needs to, without fear of it being dropped. So, as you can see, we're at the usual stage of start of a new Football Manager save. So we have to create tactics and whatever. So let's do that in this first episode. There won't be any gameplay in this first episode. This episode is just an introduction. That's all it's intended to be. We are going route 1 because that's one of my favourite tactics. And it suits the way I play. Or way I like to play, should I say. Because I like to play with 2 wingers. I like to go for an attacking formation that's going to lead to chances. Now, Berwick might not play like this in real life. I haven't seen them before, so I don't know how they actually play in real life. But in this universe, that's exactly how they're going to play. And You see, it's given us the best players it reckons are in each position. So, but let's just sort them out and give them a little bit more of the levels we expect. Not taking to the profile screen. There you go. A little bit more of the levels we expect. We do have. Now, this is a slightly altered skin than the previous, than default, because this Football Manager default skin has an instant result button on it, which is not usually found in the game itself. So I have downloaded a skin just that and puts that in. So we have a instant result skin. There's Lewis Allen, 2 Scottish players up front. I do have a couple of Berwick-born players going into this save, so we will have 1 or 2 English-born players. But obviously, being in the league they are, the majority of them are going to be Scottish. So here we go, just seeing through some eventualities at the moment, just making sure that some players know exactly what they're doing, to the point where we're not going to struggle in these first few seasons. We don't mind struggling towards when we get towards the higher levels, but we want to get there reasonably quickly. I don't want this save taking a mile of time. So please be aware that this is exactly what we're trying to do, and we're trying to do things as intended with this at the moment. So it may look a bit thing at the moment, but that's what we're looking for. 110. I'm going to try and improve the midfield as well. Try and get them. If I can get them scoring, Nelson and Denham. $5,512. And so we're just putting them basically at since championship level, most of them, so should be no problem getting through the lower leagues as we come through them. So Denham, Nelson, we don't worry about the wingers, because if the midfielders are good enough, the wingers will be good enough. As long as the strikers can hit the odd goal, then it's going to be good as well. And then we just need to worry about defense. Taylor. So let's see. Right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Right. Oops. What? Is he happy with that? Yes, he is. Wants to come into his hometown club. The most, yep. We are at the moment semi-professional, but as soon as we get into the Cinch Championship, we will turn automatically professional. So that's exactly what we want to do. Turn an end, because I don't like these meetings. I know they're new in this game, but they get too monotonous. So I tend to like to do things on my own. So that's why I tend to not use them. That's just personal choice. I do understand for following your acceptable bid for Tommy Malcolm, coach team about whether no play back at the end of this season. No, because I'd like to use him. Right. Like to use him. We can. Graham Taylor's in his contract extended. Right, Liverpool under 23s. Don't think it's realistic to get anybody from Liverpool, but I could. Now, I know people would say, well, affiliate clubs don't work, but I think in this case, they do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from an affiliate club, and you might be asking which one we're going to go for. And we're going to go for the obvious local club. So, it's not the main club. Is right, so further down Northumbrian, we're going to get the affiliated club. It's not the main club. Sub-team. Affiliated club is Newcastle and we can have players from the sub-team. Is that okay? Send them up there. I think we can do that. It's fine. Right. There's a slight. That shouldn't have happened, but we'll have a look. It shouldn't have allowed that. But I think that's a slight oversight because there will be loan players from. No, we want to be the main club in that case. For this sake, we want to be in. We want to be the main club in that case. We want to take things from them. Right. Be able to loan players from Newcastle. Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what we want. Right. Partnership between the clubs is a long-term deal. Right, so now then, we're going to have some players coming through, and we're going to get to look at Newcastle every so often. See if they have anybody that they're willing to bring in to Northumberland. Right, very positive about our chances. I'm not going to do the friendlies. I'm just going to let the staff handle them. Even though I don't need to, I can just I can watch 22 if I want to. So, but I am going to let the staff handle friendlies because it's a lot easier. to deal with. Staff handle friendlies, I handle everything else. Competitively, everything competitively, we end up handling. We do have an under 18 side apparently, so that's something that we need to look at. Squad. Berwick upon Tweed. Most of these are in Berwick upon Tweed. So Kierman and Hubban were brought into the squad. In his squad. And he's going to be our keeper. It's going to be worked on. 100 and got to be careful here which selection we make. 137 should be enough for this record, and 133. So he's brought in 16 years of age, born in Berwick upon Tweed. Then we got again, born in Berwick upon Tweed. Any local lads we want to bring in? He's midfielder left. He's also going to be a striker option because we don't have that many. So I want him to be a striker option for us as well. I want to play with a couple of different strikers. So I want to play with a couple of different strikers. I want him to be natural at the position. So we play him as a striker. He's going to be more than enough. Right. 23, 46. 23, 126. 123. Right. So we've got somebody that is capable of hitting a target. We didn't have too many, but Emerson being one of them is another option that we can play up front of how good he is. 5. So I think that's a good enough squad for at least the first couple of divisions. I don't think we need to worry about bringing anybody else in at the moment anyway. So those friendlies we will not have to play. In Morecambe will come into the club from Coldstream. Right. At Liverpool under 23. I expect the first couple of games to be first couple of friendlies to cause us problems. In Manning Hoban, who's not up there yet. Fine, Tom Scrubby. No, not doing any more contracts yet. Let's attend and end. Oh. It's Berwick against Liverpool under 23s. Wow. We just beat the Liverpool under 23s in a friendly 4-0. We'll certainly take that, ladies and gentlemen. That's a good start. Kieran Manning-Hoban will continue in the side, because by the time the season starts, he will be our number one keeper. Local lad as well, so I would expect us to have problems at the minute. We're not the sort of level of English sides at the moment, so we're going to have to work on that for the start of the season. Friendly against Rochdale as well. So Carlisle first, winning across from Cumbria and winning easily. So Michael McGee has said he's available, but I'm not looking to bring anybody else in yet. We're looking at the under 18s and we're staying there. So we're going to go the widest possible. 20 or 90 meters. Right, so we can't wait until they start the season. Expected bonuses to be decided. I think we'll pay for this first season. We'll pay out low bonuses. This first season, we'll try and work on the money that we're going to earn. Right. So Michael Rice has moved to Boone Hill. Ryan Finney, Jack Cook, Graham Taylor, Peter Emerson, Renko de Jong. Has he shown a thing in his game? Yes, he has. He's now up to 7. Finishing wise, Kieran McGrath and Lewis Allen. Peter Emerson as well. All shown that they're better players. Jack Cook and Berwick. Okay. Do we have any centre backs that we might want to bring in? John Ward, fullback. We might want to bring him in. Okay. So he's brought in. So is there anybody of note in the under 18s that really wants to stay into? Oops. We can sort by position, please. Jim Lewis, Nathaniel Fryer. Right. We need to get somebody that's capable of playing at centre back. 115. That goes to 115. So he's definitely capable of playing centre back. Since championship level, if not worse. Moved to senior squad and Lewis getting possible as soon as possible at the moment. Good they are. We'll sort them Okay, that's good. 136. So you can see that we're trying to up the defensive capabilities of this side. We did beat Liverpool. They're on the 23 side. The surprising result. But he's in, and a couple of defensive adjustments have been made. So Rochdale. Now then, how did we get on there? 4 Rochdale, 4. 2 from McGrath at the end. Okay. So, still looking a bit unsharp. Defensive-wise. Still looking a little bit unsharp defensive-wise. I want to try and sort that before the end of the season. Is this the first? No, it's still a friendly against Inverness Caledonian. It's B. So, in fact, it's been cancelled. That's okay. That's good. Right. We didn't want to do it anyway. Right. So, is the next match our first league game? So that's where we want to get to today. Another friendly, but then we've got Cumbernauld Colts, so that will, after this, it will be Kieran McGrath, Remco de Jong, Lewis Allen. Gone up. He's now 11 finishing wise, so he's now got the basics that we need. John Ward has also got the basics that we need at full back. As Nathaniel Fryer, or Nathaniel Fryer will have, as has Tim Lewis, or they all will have at some point. They don't yet have those abilities, but they will have at some point. Okay, availability then. Just captain for the season. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, just going to leave it as it is. Right. Penny Hewitt against Berwick. Right, this should be a better game. Yeah, did well enough to win that game. It wasn't great, but Cumbernauld Colts. Okay, so have we got anybody here that might be interesting? McLaughlin is making debut. Anybody else making a debut for the club? Don McLaren. No nonsense centre back. Could we possibly go and get him? Is he a better? We are better than for him. Leave him at 45, then put an offer in for him. See whether it's going to be possible for us to go get him. 7.5k. We will pay absolutely nothing. Let's see if he wants to come in. Right, so Cumbernauld Colts. Okay, so not signed a new contract, so right, so that's fine. Cumbernauld Colts. Okay. Right. So this is where we're going to leave this first episode, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you're looking forward to this series. I am really looking forward to this series, having been to Northumbrian and having been to the town in question. I haven't seen the football stadium, but I have been in the town for a couple of hours, so I know what the area is like. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, thank you for your support and thanks for watching.